A recent study says that nearly 64% of the Indians prefer using a budget smartphone rather than investing on a premium flagship, and which really makes sense keeping in mind the amount of loaded features companies are providing today. And in this video, we're gonna talk about one of the most value for money deal smartphone under a tight budget of 13,000. So without wasting any time, let's get rolling.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, this is Ayushman and you are watching oegeeky.com. By the title and the thumbnail, I know you geeks have guessed it rightly, and we have Poco's top selling smartphone, the Poco M2 Pro. Launched way back in July 2020, Poco has sold millions of units till now. In the box, we get a charger, actually a 33 watt charger, a USB A to Type C cable with an interesting orange accent, a TPU case of okayish quality, a SIM ejector tool, a user manual, and the phone itself. It's a double-handed 6.67 inch phone, no doubt काफी बड़ा फील होता है हाथ में. While other phones in this price range gives you a sasta plastic back, Poco offers a glass back, the Corning Gorilla Glass 5 in the front and the rear, which makes it look super duper premium. The color split looks amazing and Poco calls this green and greener. Basically, the above part is green and the bottom part is greener. The frame is not a metal one, yet doesn't fails to deliver a good feel. The small notch really doesn't disturbs me while watching content. You can see how I am struggling to use it by a single hand. The display is really huge. The camera bump is raised, prone to get scratches while using it without a case. In the top, we have a secondary mic cancellation and the most exclusive and useful feature of a Xiaomi product, the IR blaster. Bottom side has a speaker of a decent output and a Type-C port with a headphone jack and a main microphone. This side we have a fingerprint sensor and the volume rockers above it. ये कुछ ज़्यादा ही ऊपर placed है. They could have rather be placed on the other side, which is totally empty. It has an 60Hz IPS LCD panel with a peak brightness of 480 nits. इंडोर में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. The outdoor performance is also acceptable, keeping in mind you have spent 12k on this product. Nevertheless, we have a better product from Xiaomi itself, offering an AMOLED screen with a 1200 nits peak brightness. We're gonna talk about it later in detail. The minor bezels also looks beautiful. Now, one more interesting thing that we get a tiny LED notification light which have kind of vanished in today's smartphones. I love this blinking light a lot, and with each notification it glows up. The huge back contains a 5000 mAh battery which gives a 2 day of light usage and 10 to 12 hours of heavy usage. Let me give us real life example. आप इसको सुबह 100% पे निकालते हो, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस करते हो, वीडियो स्ट्रीम करते हो, थोड़ी बहुत गेम्स खेलते हो calls लेते हो for about an hour or two, and at last you will end up with a 10% at night. So yeah, it's totally justified. Now coming to the charging part, it has a 33 watt charger in box, which takes it from 10 to 100% in about 65 minutes. And yes, the phone hits up a little bit, मतलब इतना भी नहीं कि you would complain. And it has a charger, and it has a good charger to battery ratio. Overall, a very capable battery and a charger combo. Talking about the camera, it is beautifully placed in the center of the whole frame, which looks very unique. It has a quad camera setup of a 48MP primary lens, 5MP macro lens, 2MP depth sensor, and a 8MP ultra wide sensor. And yes, it has a camera to API support, which means we can use a Google Cam too. Also, the camera app is feature loaded, and it has some advanced options like log video recording, which captures maximum details and can thereby be beautifully color graded post processing. And it also provides a movie frame option, which automatically cuts the video to a proper ratio, which gives a cinematic feel to the videos. Now let's see some of its samples. This video is recorded in 1080p 30 fps, and it has tried its level best to maintain the dynamic range. As I said, it has a pro mode which kind of adds more colors and makes it oversaturated. Front camera also gives out decent outputs. In the portrait mode, the AI works properly. As you can see, it has not confused where to blur and where not to, but yes, it softens the skin. There is a bit of color shift using the portrait mode and the normal mode, like the color of my t-shirt changed from blood red to orangish in the portrait mode. The rear portrait lens is really commendable. It just needs a good amount of light and it gives superior details. Like other brands, Poco does not give a 2MP useless macro camera. Rather, it gives a 5MP macro camera which really stores minute details correctly. And yes, it has a brilliant dynamic range. Overall, the camera is the best part I love in this phone. Talking about the UI, I have major complaints. It has the MIUI 12 with the latest security patch of April 2021. Although, in this recent update, I did not found a single notable change. Anyways, we still have the Android 10 and the Android 11 update has yet not rolled up. Now you must have heard that MIUI is killing itself. Let me show you why. Did you notice the broken animation? And it's not that it happens with a single app. All the apps follow the same stupid animation. The app opening time has also increased. Now let me show you what a user expects. Here we have the Realme UI with us, my personal favorite user interface. You can clearly notice how well the app animation works. And switching to any other app is so fun. These small things add up to the user's experience, and MIUI has to definitely work on it. The device is equipped with Snapdragon's one of the most successful and powerful 8nm processor with an Antutu benchmark score of 2.41 lakhs. And moving to the GPU, it is powered with 618 Adreno chipset, which again facilitates the gaming experience. The best part of this processor is that it has just no heating issues. Let it be any casual work or any hardcore gaming like PUBG or COD, it doesn't fail to deliver a lag-free experience. I generally play games at a stretch of 1 to 1.5 hours continuously, and all after that rigorous gaming, the battery drops by an average of 15 to 18% with minimum heating. And while playing COD, I got an average of 57 to 58 FPS. The same processor is used by some really expensive devices like Samsung A52, Vivo V20, Realme 7 Pro, Oppo Reno 4, and Poco has really done a good job by giving it in a phone which costs only 12,000 rupees, and because of all these, I can call it the most powerful and the cheapest phone under 12,000. Haptic feedback. It is my most favorite part of this phone. Now this may be a very new term for many. Let me explain it in a layman's language. Haptic matlab anything related to touch, and it is very different to the usual vibration you have felt in any normal phone. Like in any normal phone, होता क्या है कि when it vibrates पूरा का पूरा body बजता है, but haptic feedback makes you feel that the place you are touching only that part is vibrating. वीडियो में समझाना काफ़ी मुश्किल है, but if you have ever used a flagship phone, you can easily understand what I'm saying. It is really a very good thing that these mid-budget phones are offering you such flagship level features. I have tried to record the sound to make a contrast between the two. Being said all this, I would conclude that if you are looking for a performance beast and a gaming centered phone with a decent camera and a premium in-hand feel, Poco M2 Pro is the right pick for you. But yeah, you will have to little bit compromise with the IPS display. On the contrary, its clear competitor in the market is MI Note 10, where you will get a comparatively better display but again have to compromise with the processor, Snapdragon 678, which is not as powerful as the Snapdragon 720 installed in the M2 Pro. Without confusing much, I would clearly say that Poco M2 Pro has a better look and feel, a powerful processor, a bigger screen size, which is perfect for hardcore gamers. And Note 10 has a better speaker output, a better display, a small screen size, which is perfect for casual users.